Hello everyone, George Packard, Family Lawn and Landscape, and today we're going to talk about those nosy neighbors. You know who I'm talking about. Those neighbors that always care way more for the property that you're mowing than your own homeowner actually does. Those are called nosy neighbors. So here's some examples of the nosy neighbors that I've run across. My first example, when I get a call down in Florida, for example, I get a call from the homeowner that says, well, my neighbor says, you haven't mowed the lawn in a month. Like, really? So, what do? I go on my GPS tracking, I check my trucks out, find out, sure enough, we've been there every other week. It's the winter months. We're there every 2 weeks, just like we're supposed to be. So, I go send my manager over. He drives over to look at the property and says, George, the grass looks fine. I don't know what the guy's talking about. The guys are clearly mowing the property. I call the homeowner back up. I explain to the homeowner, ma'am, the guys are mowing the property. I'm telling you, we're taking care of this property. The neighbor's lawn is like that thick. It looks like a golf course. He's got it cut so thin versus, in the wintertime, and we're trying to leave the grass up like this, and, with a 3-inch cut on there, or a 4-inch cut on some of those lush lawns, the neighbor over here has got it at a 1/2 inch. So clearly he thinks that we're just not doing our job. That's the first example of calls I deal with every single year. Now, second one. Ever have a neighbor come out, walk up to you when you're mowing that grass and tell you to slow it down? It's not even their property. You're mowing for this customer and the neighbor comes over and tells you need to slow down because you can't cut a lawn good going that fast. The old guy over there that's used to having the John Deere mower that, with the steering wheel that you just put around on that thing and it takes you 45 minutes to mow the lawn. Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about. I've had that come up to me. How about you guys? Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, the mowing too fast. And then telling you how to mow. How many times have you had someone come out, be it, and this is generally the neighbors too, that come out and just tell you that you're mowing it all wrong. Mowing it all wrong. I did stripes in the lawn. I was doing stripes one time, and the guy come out and chewed my ass because I was mowing it all wrong. I'm supposed to be going around and around and around and around. It's like, God damn, man, just go back in your cave, man. Go back in there and sip your tea. Do whatever the hell it is you're doing. I swear to God, some of these guys got nothing better to do than sit there and watch the grass grow. Even if we are cutting it, they're still watching it grow. And they got to find something to bitch about, so that's what they do. So then, okay, here, had another example. So what we do down in Florida is we trim their shrubs once a month. And that's it, once a month. Cannot tell you how many phone calls I've gotten from homeowners saying, George, you're not trimming my shrubs. And I'm like, yes, we are trimming your shrubs. Well, no, you're not, because the neighbor just called and he said they're not being trimmed. I actually went up to this neighbor. I was so pissed this one time. I went up to this neighbor who I knew does all the complaining because he's the guy that comes out and tells you how to mow the grass. And I come out, knocked on his door, and I said, Mister, this is like the last week of the month. We trim the first week of the month. We trim everybody's shrubs on the first week. So this is 3 weeks later, and this guy is saying that the shrubs aren't trimmed. And I'm like, Mister, we get paid to trim them once a month. We don't get paid to trim them every week. That's why they're not trimmed. That's why they look this way. I still could not convince that guy that we trim those things once a month. Frickin' neighbors, man. I'm telling you. So, anyway, then, how about this? How about the one with the nosy neighbors where no matter where you park your vehicle, it's in their way. You could park it this side of their driveway. Oh, that blocks the view when they're coming out into the road. So you park it on the other side. Oh, that blocks the view looking that way. I don't care where it is. You're always doing something wrong with these nosy neighbors. I've been on lawns where we've mowed them every single week, and that nosy neighbor will come out there because, God forbid, you cross onto that line or something. You mowed up, your tires were on his property line. Holy shit, man. The skies just opened up there, because you were on his property. I've turned around with my truck in a neighbor's driveway one time, because I overshot the house and I turned around in the neighbor's driveway. He chewed my ass for pulling into his driveway. It's like, really? What the fuck? I mean, you got to sit there and you just wait for people to come by and look for something to bitch about? God dang it, man. What about the cribbage tournament? Don't they still have them going on? What about the card games down at the VFW hall? Can't you get into some of those things? Come on, there's got to be something you can do. Join a gardening club. Do something, but just stop sitting there and waiting for the lawn guy to come so you can chew his ass. I've lost more accounts over neighbors saying that the shrubs ain't trimmed and all of a sudden we get fired for it, even though we are doing the shrubs. The lawn's not mowed. We get fired for it, even though we were there and did it. These are the things that piss me off about the nosy neighbors. My favorite, I think, of all of these is when they tell you you're charging too much. I love this one. You go out, you drive out. First off, you set everything up with your website or your flyers, your door hangers. You get the call, you drive over to the property, you set the appointment, drive to the property, meet with the person, talk with them for a half an hour, finally lock them in, and everything is going fine until they talk to their neighbor. And their neighbor convinced them to get 7 other bids. Then you get the call back, even though they signed up with you, they gave you half the money down, which you deposited in your bank. Now you have to turn around, pull that money back out of your bank, give it back to them, all because that good Samaritan nosy ass neighbor came in there and told, oh, that's way too high. Oh, hell, Margaret, when I used to do that stuff, God damn, they were only charging $14 a square foot for that stuff. Now they're at $25. Holy Jesus Christ, what the hell is happening? I just don't understand it. But, nosy neighbors, listen, enough of my ranting. This has been George Packard, Family Lawn and Landscape. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave me your comments down below. And as always, I try to answer everybody. Thanks for watching. Say hi to your neighbor for me.